evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I am Smriti Rastogi with Budget in 30 minutes. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today presented her maiden union budget. Her budget proposals coming barely weeks after the Modi government was elected to a second-term attempt to break new ground in many areas. The budget proposals are guided by what the government has called a 10-point vision for the next decade. These are listed as building Team India with Jan Bhagidari, minimum government, maximum governance, achieving green Mother Earth and blue skies through a pollution-free India, making digital India reach every sector of the economy, launching Gaganyaan, Chandrayaan and other space and satellite programs, building physical and social infrastructure, water management, clean rivers, self-sufficiency and export of food grains, pulses, oil seeds, fruits and vegetables, achieving a healthy society via Ayushman Bharat, well-nourished women and children, safety of citizens, emphasis on MSMEs, startups, defense manufacturing, automobiles, electronics, fabs and factories, beg your pardon, batteries and medical devices under Make in India and the blue economy.
I flag here the 10 points of our vision laid before us. Building physical, social infrastructure, digital India reaching every sector of the economy, pollution-free India with green Mother Earth and blue skies, Make in India with particular emphasis on MSMEs, startups, defense manufacturing, automobiles, electronics, fabs and batteries, and medical devices. Water management, clean rivers. Blue economy, space programs, Gaganyaan, Chandrayaan, and satellite programs. Self-sufficiency and export of food grains, pulses, oil seeds, fruits and vegetables. Healthy society, Ayushman Bharat, well-nourished women and children, safety of citizens, Team India with Jan Bhagidari, minimum government, maximum governance.
And let us now take a look at how Nirmala Sitharaman addressed each of these areas with specific budget proposals. The budget has a special focus on encouraging women's participation in the development process of the country. In her speech, the finance minister said that women have a big role to play in the growth story of India, particularly in the rural economy. The finance minister has proposed to set up a committee with government and private stakeholders that will evaluate and suggest action for moving forward. The centre's programs for maternity benefit and child protection services got a major boost with allocation of Pradhan Mantri Matra Vandana Yojana, more than doubled to 2,500 crore rupees from 1,200 crore rupees. Allocation for child protection services program has been increased to 1,500 crore rupees from 925 crore rupees. Over 29,000 crore rupees has been earmarked for the Ministry of Women and Child Development for the next financial year. A major chunk of the sum is for Anganwadi services. The National Nutrition Mission has been allocated 3,400 crore rupees. Allocation for the National Creche Scheme has been enhanced from 30 crore rupees to 50 crore rupees, hopefully enabling working women to safely leave their children in the creches while they are away at work. The allocation for Working Women's Hostel Scheme saw a rise of over 3 times from 52 crore rupees to 165 crore rupees. Every woman member of a self-help group with a public-funded bank account will get the facility of overdraft of 5,000 rupees. The interest subsidy program for women self-help groups will also be expanded in all the districts. A woman member of each self-help group will now be able to get a loan of up to 1 lakh rupees.
I draw the attention to the women of India. Nari tu Narayani. This government believes that we can make progress with greater women's participation. In India's growth story, sir, ग्रामीण अर्थव्यवस्था में महिला की भागीदारी एकदम एक सुनहरा कहानी है. This government wishes to encourage and facilitate the role of women. Gender analysis of the budget aimed at examining the budgetary allocation through a gender lens has been in place for over a decade. I propose to form a broad-based committee with government and private stakeholders to evaluate and suggest action for moving forward. There is no segment of human life where the contribution of women is not significant. There is no segment where the contribution of women is not significant. This government firmly believes that the socio-economic transformation that is taking place, particularly in the last decade, India's women's role and leadership is distinct. The recent elections have shown record turnout of women voters at par with men. Record turnout of women voters at par with men. We also have a record number of 78 women MPs here in this House. This reinforces our approach of going beyond just women-centric policy. I repeat, this reinforces our approach of going beyond just women-centric policy making to building women-led initiatives and movements.
And in the Union Budget, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman made some big-ticket announcements for agriculture sector and rural India. She said there we need to go back to the innovative model of zero-budget farming to enhance farmers' income. She said that the government will invest widely in agriculture infrastructure. The government will support private entrepreneurships in driving value addition to the farmers' produce from the field and for those from allied activities like bamboo and timber from the hedges and for generating renewable energy. She said that the government hopes to form 10,000 new farmer producer organizations. The government will work with the state governments to allow farmers to benefit from ENAM.
We also hope to form 10,000 new farmer producer organizations. We ensure economy. That will ensure economies of scale for farmers over the next 5 years. The government will work with state governments to allow farmers to benefit from ENAM. The Agricultural Produce Marketing Cooperatives Act should not hamper farmers from getting a fair price for their produce. Ease of doing business and ease of living both should apply to farmers too.
The budget also focused on rural India. The finance minister assured that by 2022, every single rural family will have an electricity and a clean cooking facility. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, in its second phase, aims to provide 1.95 crore houses to eligible beneficiaries by 2022. The government has proposed Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana to address critical infrastructure gap in fisheries sector. As much as 1,25,000 kilometers of roads will be upgraded under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana under Phase 3 at estimated cost of 80,250 crore rupees. Scheme of Fund for Upgradation and Regeneration of Traditional Industries aims to set up more common facility centers to facilitate cluster-based development. The scheme envisions setting up of 100 new clusters during 2019 and 20, which should enable 50,000 artisans to join the economic value chain. Scheme for Promotion of Innovation, Rural Industry and Entrepreneurship aspire for setting up of livelihood business incubators and technology business incubators.
We will invest widely in agricultural infrastructure. Speaker, sir, we will support private entrepreneurship in driving value addition to farmers' produce from the field and from those from allied activities too, like bamboo, like timber from the hedges, and also for generating renewable energy. अन्नदाता क्यों ऊर्जा दाता बना नहीं सकते? अन्नदाता ऊर्जा दाता बनाने के लिए बहुत सारे हमारे प्रोग्राम्स हैं. Daring through cooperatives shall also be encouraged by creating infrastructure for cattle feed manufacturing, milk procurement, processing, and marketing. Speaker, sir, I place my appreciation for our farmers who have made India self-sufficient in pulses. दलहन के रेवोल्यूशन जो हमारे किसान ने किया पिछले 1.5 साल में किया है, उसके लिए उनको मैं बधाई देना चाहती हूं.
The budget also laid emphasis on ensuring India's water security and providing access to safe and adequate drinking water for all. Newly constituted Jal Shakti Ministry to look at the management of water resources and water supply in an integrated and holistic manner. Ministry to work with states to ensure Har Ghar Jal to all the rural households by 2024 under the Jal Jeevan Mission. The mission will focus on source sustainability like rainwater harvesting, groundwater recharge, and management of household wastewater for reuse in agriculture. Jal Jeevan Mission will have a coverage with other central and state government schemes to achieve its objectives of sustainable water supply management across the country.
Ensuring India's water security and providing access to safe and adequate drinking water to all Indians is a priority for this government. A major step in this direction has been constitution of the Jal Shakti Mantralaya, integrating the Ministry of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Regeneration and the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. This was done by integrating these many ministries and departments. This new Mantralaya will look at the management of our water resources and water supply in an integrated and holistic manner and will work with states to ensure Har Ghar Jal. Har Ghar Jal to all rural households by 2024.
Nirmala Sitharaman also made a pitch for urban India in her maiden budget. The Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry's budgetary provisions were given a hike of 17% from the last budget, setting aside 48,000 crore rupees for the ministry. In her speech, she said that 1.95 crore houses will be provided under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban scheme from 2020 to 2022. Government gave 6,853.26 crore rupees for the program.
Under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban, over 81 lakh houses with an investment of about 4.83 lakh crores have been sanctioned, of which construction has started in about 47 lakh houses. Over 26 lakh houses have been completed, of which nearly 24 lakh houses have been delivered to the beneficiaries.
Also, there has been an increase of about 25% in the allocation to metro projects across the country. A sum of 17,713.93 crore rupees has been allocated in this regard, while Delhi Metro Rail Corporation alone has been given 414.70 crore rupees grant. Amount of 19,152 crore rupees was set aside in the budget for the mass rapid transit system.
The new metro rail projects for a total route length of 300 kilometers have been approved during 2018 and 19. Also, during 2019, about 210 kilometers metro lines have been operationalized. With this, 657 kilometers of metro rails network has become operational across the country. 657 kilometers.
Also, the Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation Scheme has been given 7,300 crore rupees. Meanwhile, Smart Cities Mission was granted 6,450 crore rupees. And the Finance Minister outlined government's plan to make India a $5 trillion economy. The Finance Minister said that the Indian economy will grow to become a $3 trillion economy in the current year. She emphasized on the heavy investment in infra, digital economy and job creation. Government has to invest 100 lakh crore rupees in the infrastructure over the next 5 years. Bharatmala project to help develop roads, highways and Sagarmala to enhance port connectivity. Government to restructure National Highways program to ensure that the national highway grid of desirable length and the capacity is created. Nirmala Sitharaman also proposed one nation, one grid for power sector.
It is estimated that India requires investments averaging 20 lakh crores of rupees every year. A number of measures are proposed to enhance the sources of capital for infrastructure financing. A credit guarantee enhancement corporation for which regulations have been notified by the RBI will be set up in 2019-20. An action plan to deepen the market for long-term bonds, including for deepening markets for corporate bond repos, credit default swaps, etc., with specific focus on infrastructure sector, will be put in place. It is proposed to permit investments made by FIIs and FPIs in debt securities issued by Infrastructure Debt Fund, non-bank finance companies, the IDF, NBFCs, to be transferred, sold to any domestic investor within specified lock-in period.
And giving a much-needed boost to the stressed banks who are under pressure owing to the rising NPAs, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced that the public sector banks will be provided with a capital infusion of 70,000 crore rupees. She announced that there has been a record recovery of over 4 lakh crores of bad loans through IBC in the last 4 years. And that provision coverage has been the highest in the last years. Smooth consolidation of banks was carried out and 6 public sector banks were brought out to prompt corrective action framework. There was an announcement for bank account holders too, with Sitharaman saying that customers may get control over cash deposited by others into their accounts. The government will also invest 100 lakh crore rupees in infrastructure over the next 5 years. Nirmala Sitharaman also said that an expert committee will be set up to recommend structure of financing for the same.
Financial gains from cleaning of the banking system are now amply visible. NPAs, meaning non-performing assets, of commercial banks have reduced by over 1 lakh crore over the last year. Record recovery of over 4 lakh crore due to IBC and other measures has been effected in the last 4 years. Provision coverage ratio is now at its highest in 7 years, and domestic credit growth has risen by 13.8%. Government has smoothly carried out consolidation, reducing the number of public sector banks by 8. Government has smoothly carried out consolidation, reducing the number of public sector banks by 8. At the same time, as many as 6 public sector banks have been enabled to come out of prompt corrective action framework. We have enabled 6 public sector banks to come out of that situation. Having addressed the legacy issues, public sector banks are now proposed to be further provided 70,000 crores of rupees capital to boost credit for a strong impetus to the economy.
The government has also proposed relaxation in the FDI norms for sectors such as media, aviation, insurance and single brand retail with a view to attract more overseas investment. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in her budget speech said that India's FDI inflows in 2018-19 grew by 6% to $64.37 billion. The budget also proposed 100% foreign direct investment in insurance intermediaries and easing of local sourcing norms for single brand retail. Currently, as per the FDI policy, 49% foreign investment is allowed in the insurance sector.
As a key source of capital to the Indian economy, it is important to ensure a harmonized and hassle-free investment experience for foreign portfolio investors. Hence, it is proposed to rationalize and streamline the existing Know Your Customer, the KYC norms for FPIs to make it more investor-friendly without compromising the integrity of cross-border capital inflows. Accordingly, I propose to increase the statutory limit for FPI investment in a company from 24% to sectoral foreign investment limit, with option given to the concerned corporates to limit it to a lower threshold.
The announcement of Union Budget 2019 comes as a great relief for the non-resident Indians who hold Indian passport. The minister proposed to consider issuing Aadhaar card for NRIs with Indian passports after arrival without waiting for 180 days. She also stressed on the fact that NRI investment in the country would be made more easier by merging NRI portfolio investment route with foreign portfolio investment route. And in her maiden budget, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman kept the income tax slab rates unchanged but announced some new income tax proposals. An increase in the cess and excise duty, each by ₹1 per litre on petrol and diesel, was announced. This essentially means an increase in the petrol price by over 2.5 per litre and diesel by more than 2.3 rupees per litre. Buying gold will also become costlier as a 2.5% increase in customs duty on gold was announced from the existing 10% to 12.5%. An additional 1.5 lakh rupees income tax deduction on the interest paid on the home loans taken up to March 2020 was also announced. Additional income tax deduction of 1.5 lakh rupees to buyers of electric vehicles was also announced. The government increased income tax surcharge for high net worth individuals earnings more than 2 crore rupees a year. The finance minister also proposed to enhance the surcharge of 3% on individual having taxable income between 2 crore rupees to 5 crore rupees. And for individuals earning more than 5 crore rupees a year, the applicable surcharge will be 7%. This means that the individuals earning between 2 crore rupees to 5 crore rupees will have to pay 25% surcharge on the tax amount, whereas those earning over 5 crore rupees will have to pay 37% as surcharge on the tax amount. The surcharge until now was 15%. Nirmala Sitharaman also announced that Aadhaar and PAN would be made interchangeable for tax filing purpose. And Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman also tabled the Union Budget 2019 in the Upper House after presenting it in the Lok Sabha.
Union Budget 2019-20, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, Honorable Minister for Finance.
Sir, with your permission, I rise to lay on the table a statement in English and Hindi of the estimated receipts and expenditure of the Government of India for the year 2019-20.
Fiscal Policy Statement 2019-20, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman.
Sir, with your permission again, I rise to lay on the table the following papers, a copy each in English and Hindi, under subsection 1 of the section 3 of the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act 2003. A medium-term fiscal policy cum fiscal policy strategy statement and macroeconomic framework statement.
Thank you. The House stands adjourned till 11 hours on Monday, the 8th July 2019.
And that's all we have for you in this special budget edition. Thank you for watching.